I had just finished up a pretty demanding church assignment where I was involved with a lot of families, and this whole idea of fathers that didn't take it seriously was really heavily on my mind. And so I'd actually written kind of a couple of opinion pieces. I had done a little bit of contract work for About.com years ago, and one of my old colleagues at About.com sent me an email and he said, "Hey, I've seen some of your fatherhood stuff. There's actually an opening at About.com for the fatherhood expert. Would you have any interest?" And so I kind of auditioned, and eventually we signed the deal, and so I've been doing that again. As I was writing for About.com, I was feeling like I was making a difference, but I knew there was a whole segment that I wasn't getting to. When I thought about writing a book, it'd kind of always been on my bucket list, and I was trying to think of a way that I could share in a very tight package the kinds of things that I'd learned about over the last dozen years or so. And I'd actually written a piece some time before about the 10 basic principles fathers should follow to be effective dads. And so I decided to expand on that. So we crafted the book. It's called Power Dads, and it's really about these 10 basic principles.
In the end of each of the chapters of the first part, there's little homework sections where he has you think about and apply the things that he's taught and make those applicable to your life and then to improve your parenting. So my husband and I have done some of those just with our first little boy. We want to be ahead of the curve with him.
Wayne and I work together in the city. Wayne's the chief administrative officer for the city, and I couldn't do a thing without him. When you think about Wayne at the office, you think about just a lovable, competent individual who's going to always have the answer. Wayne is inspiring in a very, very quiet way. If you're not careful, if you don't stop and slow down, because he's not loud, he's not boisterous with his opinions, and sometimes you actually have to coax him out of them. And every time you do, you mine this little gem of, wow, I'm sure glad I asked you that question.
He was always so good to find out what we were interested in and then support us in that. I did cross country in high school, and he would come to a lot of my meets, but then also we had fundraising events where we would do concessions for BYU, and he would come and help as a parent chaperone. He didn't just write a check to pay my way through it, but he helped me.
I think a lot of it has to do with identifying where there's some common interests. I remember when our oldest son was in high school, he got really interested in speech and debate. I figured the only way I was going to really make time with him was to get involved in the stuff he was involved with. So I learned how to judge debate tournaments, and he qualified for the National High School Debate Tournament when he was a senior, and I qualified to judge at the National Debate Tournament that same year. And so we both went to Phoenix and went to the National High School Debate Tournament, and we developed that kind of solid relationship in those kinds of settings.
I'm just amazed by how he is and who he is, the way he's overcome challenges, the way he serves other people, cares about others. He's always learning. That's something I always want to emulate.
It's just a lot about commitment. It's a lot about putting family first, and if other things have to suffer, then so be it.